Yo, what's up, guys? It's Z-Dog, Dr. Z, Zubin if you're nasty. Welcome to my backyard. Come on in. Come on in. It's a beautiful January day, and look, this is all I'm wearing. That's how gorgeous the yay is. Come on in, come on in. Here. Whoop. Look at that, fam. It's a nice view from my backyard. I don't know why I'm talking like Mr. Poopy Butthole from Rick and Morty. Yeah, what up, Tony Frankie? Tony is a supporter, SuperPac supporter, both on Facebook and on YouTube. If you don't support the show on YouTube, you're a punk-ass bitch. That's all I'm saying. I could say more, but that's all I'm saying. Hey, what up, Sarah? What up, Shannon? Thank you for being a supporter. Ashley, thank you for being a supporter. Marissa K. Melissa's here. Anil Shrestha, a brother from another mother. Rebecca Zhu is here. Awesome scenery. Karen Voigt, thank you for being a supporter. Check this out. Look at this jade plant blooming. That is like Chili's blooming onion. Or is that Outback Steakhouse? Who cares? Look at how pretty that is. Erica Black, thank you for joining the SuperPac. Welcome. Say hi to Ashley for me. Tony, Marissa says beautiful. Jonathan Anderson, the notorious JTA. Boom. Alcohol rounds were needed last night. That's true. All right, check it. Supporters on Facebook, and I'll put it up on YouTube too, got an unedited clip of me teaching Tom about wine. 20 minutes of drunken revelry. I'm gonna edit it maybe today and put it up on YouTube. But I think I will give the YouTube supporters the full unedited clip because it's pure autism. I mean, you guys will enjoy it. And I mean that in the most neurodiverse sense of the word. Let's see, we got, let me pull up the comments here. What up, Matthew Roberts? R2BE right here. RT2B right here? Oh, I thought you were some kind of droid. You're a respiratory therapist to be. That's a good gig. Respiratory therapists, I've said this before, are the biggest whiners about not getting a video for years and years and years. They would be like, Z-Dog, you don't give us any love. And I'd be like, bitch, I give you all kinds of love. Then I made a whole video for y'all. Even though I was trying to raise funding for it, none of y'all contributed, but I made a video and it's dope. It's called Ventilate. If you haven't seen it, you should see it. That plane is loud. Look at this. This is like some kind of Three Amigos type shit right here. You guys remember the Three Amigos? Is that mail plane? How do you know? It's two balls? I don't know. I don't remember it. Shannon Denise, thanks for your support. Why did I think the supporter clan was going away on Facebook? Because Facebook is a shitty shithole of shitheads. I'm kidding. Facebook, as an algorithm, is really getting shittier for video. So we opened up the tribe on YouTube too, in case ultimately we have to shift here fully. But for now, I'm going to be in both places. I'm going to be like a quantum particle, uncertain. I can be in two places at once until I'm observed. So if you observe me on Facebook, I'll settle down on Facebook. If you observe me on YouTube, I'll settle down on YouTube. If you observe me in both places, I look like a wave instead of a particle. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's called Heisenberg, snitches. I don't even understand what I'm saying. Let's read some comments. Matthew Roberts, hey Z, are you doing any more tribe talk? I missed the swearing. Fuck yeah, Matthew. Every day is tribe talk now because I no longer care. You know, we used to separate it out and be like, okay, we're going to put all the fucks in these particular videos. Now I'm like, you know what? Why don't we just put the fucks in every video except for the ones, you know, that are more kid friendly, which are few and far between. Mostly music videos. Pam P. McFarland, Happy New Year, Z-Pack and Z-Tribe and fam and all that. Happy New Year to you, Z-Dog MD 2020 Matt M. That's right. I'm running, you guys know this, on my Medicare for None platform and low T platform. So, you know, because I'm claiming to have low T, I'm less intimidating to women and so therefore, and men, and therefore they will vote for me. That's my theory. And I challenge anyone who disagrees with me to fight me. Oh, dude, look at that view, though. Isn't that dope? That is dope. Hold on, let's just turn this shit around. Hold on. I have that, oh, look, there's a mountain biker on the trail. See if you can see him. There he goes. Got a little dog and everything. I have this bad lip reading Yoda seagull song stuck in my head, you know, where Yoda sings about seagulls. And he's like, one day when you are older, you could be hit by a boulder. And you screaming, hey, please help me, please. The seagulls poke your knees. I love you, Z-Dog, says Lily Woolley. You're so informative in what's going on in the medical community. Keep up the great work. Can't stop, won't stop, girl. Thanks for being here. Ashley Stewart, I was just watching that video before you went live. See, there's something going on the YouTube algorithm. It's promoting this Yoda. It's really funny. Did you see the new one called My Stick? Gonna hit your dome with my stick. My stick is better than bacon. I love bad lip readings. I know, Funkier Than a Funky Thing. They are brilliant. Oh, thanks for using my emojis, Shannon Denise. Only members, people who are subscribed and are part of the SuperPac can get those little bald Z-Dog emojis for the comments. So I'm glad you found them and are using them. Others should use them too. Yeah, that's right. Hit your coconut with my stick. Carrie Howison. My stick is better than bacon. Those are really funny. You know what I like too is the other one where it's like, even though it looks like it's the future, it happened a long, long time ago when there were knights having lightsabers. No, what was it? When there were knights who would get into fights using sabers of lights. Oh, even though it seems like it's familiar, it happened really far, far away. Something really da-da-da-da, alien DNA, walking around every day. Those guys are geniuses. Oh, speaking of which, look at this. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. What's up, Kit Kat? And you don't stop? Anyways, Sunday rounds, that's what we do. Oh man, a hummingbird just flew right up in my face. Let's read some comments. The NFL ones are awesome. Yeah, it's true, Carrie. I've seen some of those. OT Mitty, you are so loved and appreciated. You're a fresh breath of air and you give me confidence. Oh, damn it. I fucked that up. Hold on. You give me confidence and knowledge to advocate for myself and my patients. You're a true gem in the medical community. That is the nicest thing anyone has said to me in the last 5 minutes. Really appreciate that. Thank you. We're trying our best to promote this idea that everybody on the healthcare team is important, from patients to housekeeping to whoever, and all the way up to the loser doctors like myself. And we're trying to understand it's going to take all of us to actually make the system better. And it can't be a top-down thing, and it can't be just a bottom-up thing. It's got to be both sides come and meet in the middle, from leadership, politicians, industry, all the way up from the groundswell of patient support. So that's how it's got to be. Let's see here. Where are we at? Z-Cat, Pam. Erica Black, my daughter said hi to your cat. Dude, my cat says hi to your daughter, but the cat uses some kind of telekinesis. Matthew Roberts, Z, I got turned on to you when you spoke out about that prisoner that held the nurse hostage situation. Did you know what happened after all that? So I spoke directly with that nurse, but I haven't gotten permission to talk about what we discussed. So I will reach back out to her. That was an ordeal. And I'll reach back out and we'll see if we can do a follow-up. My hope is that one day we can even get her on the show if she's willing to do that, and kind of remind ourselves of what happened there, which was just absolutely, I mean, in any other profession, if you allowed like a jail patient to escape through incompetence and rape a nurse and hold her hostage, and then, you know, have her there when he's shot to death, it just would never happen. It would never happen. It would be national news for a year, right? This is barely reported on. And so we decided to scream and yell about it. And, you know, I spoke with her and I was convinced that this was just the worst thing that could ever happen to a human being. And so that's what, you know, we're trying increasingly as much as we can to use this platform somewhat to have fun, somewhat to do funny music videos, somewhat to do stupid, crazy videos, and then also to transform our thinking, right? To shift our perception. And there wasn't enough shift happening in the violence space, so we made a lot of noise, and then you guys took it from there. So that just shows that this shit is doable if we do it all together. Twisted ISBE, greetings, Z-Dog, good to catch you live. Good to have you here. Lane T is checking in. Who else we got in our comments? Tony Frankie, supporter, Guten Abend, Freuden, Worten, I'm in Deutschland. I guess he's in Germany, or he's the lead singer of Def Leppard. Unter Glieben, Glaben, Globen. Notice I'm using only one hand to drum, because that is photorealistic for Def Leppard. Do you see what I did there? Z-Cat. Let's see. Carrie Bennett's here. Oh, Karen Voigt's using the emojis. I didn't know that. These are super cute. Logan designed them. Can you come to a talk at a Philly med school? Sarah M. Yeah, I need to be invited though, and I'm a little expensive these days because I hate traveling for talks, but I love doing the talks. So I set the prices so that it actually supports our show. Otherwise, I would be traveling like every week. Shannon Denise got them going here. Let's see what else we got. Scroll it down, bitch. Immortal Spirit Beings, Twisted ISBE. Oh, Immortal Spirit Beings. I like that. I like that. Consciousness, baby. Let me show you guys something, speaking of which. Pam McFarland, welcome to the SuperPac. Thank you for joining as a member. Now you're on all platforms, girl. I got to show you something. So Tony Frankie, back up a little, boss. Honey N said hello from Germany. I said good afternoon, friends living in Germany. Oh, well, see, if I spoke German, okay, then A, I wouldn't be a patriot. B, I'd be some kind of, non-patriot. And C, did I mention patriotism? Okay. You know I'm shitting with you. Woot woot, Tony Frankie. Okay, so check it out. So this morning, normally I'll show you where I meditate. Hold on. Normally, I meditate in this chair right there, and I look out, because I often do open eye meditation now. There's Z-Cat. I often do open eye meditation, and I look out right here, which is really a cool view. But then today, go Murica, Tony Frankie. Today, I sat here in a chair that I got from the kitchen. And I sat out, because the weather's really nice, you guys. Global warming is a thing, and I love it. So I was sitting right here, and what you do, the exercise, it's a Tibetan-style meditation. It's like a big sky mind meditation. So you gaze out at an open vista like this, and you basically open your peripheral vision, and you, instead of focusing on a single object, you just take it all in as kind of awareness. So you're just aware of being aware of this vista. And in that moment, what ends up happening is the self, this idea of this little self in your head that's talking to you and spinning wheels and always wants stuff and is always looking to be happy but can never quite find it. You start to realize, you look back from this open sky and you realize, oh, I am the awareness in which this little man, this mini-me, is arising, and I have an identity mix-up. I think I'm this little guy in my head, but really I'm the open sky. And in that moment, liberation, peace, timelessness, a lack of grasping and wanting, and you just keep practicing that. And then it starts to pervade in your regular non-meditative life. And that's the idea. And then Lane Teen says you need ketamine to further open your head. So Lane, lots of drugs can further open your head. The problem is you don't want to actually have to need the drug to have that experience. The drug can point you to what's possible. Look at these birds, you guys. Seagulls! Stop it now. Can you see them? You don't want to need the drugs consistently. It's more that you have this experience and go, oh, this is what the mind's capable of, and then you can actually attain it through meditation or other practices. At least that's the path that I ended up taking, having dabbled in psychedelics early on, opened my eyes to what the human mind, the kind of vistas you can obtain. And it is a flock of seagulls, Tony. And, you know, and there you go. So I know some friends, actually, some people that I know that are actually straight up addicted to snorting ketamine. I think it's a terrible idea. It actually leads to memory loss, sort of these interesting delusional ideas. So I don't recommend that. But ketamine, like other hallucinogens, can invoke this idea, this kind of mystical experience that can open your eyes to these vistas of consciousness that are available. And I think in that sense it's quite important, and it's good to discuss, right? So let me flip this around. So my meditative practice currently is using Locke Kelly, who points out, he really uses these Tibetan pointing out instructions that have been Americanized. And the idea is you recognize, it's like a glimpse, right? You recognize the nature of awareness, that it's open, it's spacious, but it's also personal. It's also your body and your thoughts and your emotions and your feelings, but it's also everything else, and that it is outside of time and space. It's eternal, and you can experience it in an open-hearted way that connects you to everyone and everything. And when you experience it, which now I've started to do consistently, it really transforms the idea of meditation. It's no longer a thing that you do, it's an opening to what's already present. It's a just glimpsing what's already there and trying to stabilize it. So that's where I am in my practice right now, and that always changes and always evolves, and definitely we'll talk about that more for people who are interested. I like shrooms myself, says Twisted ISBE. So psilocybin is a very powerful entheogen, this sort of, you know, connect you to the mystical. And so assuming you're not, you know, what's a good way to describe it? It's a great tool when used intentionally as such. So I will leave it at that. It's been a long, even years since I've used psilocybin. Let's see. My mom says she thinks you're on drugs right now, Pam McFarlane. You know what's interesting? So I'm not, by the way, and haven't been for many years. Haven't used psychedelics. Occasionally drink alcohol. Very rarely smoke weed to just remind myself of how much I don't like it. So during the kind of meditative practice that I was talking about this morning, this kind of open sky, awareness-based meditation, you do get a feeling like you do when you're on LSD or mushrooms, psilocybin. Your field of vision opens up and encompasses everything. Your mind starts to feel like it's expanded to include everything around it. And there's a sense of open-heartedness or connection or compassion or love or peace or whatever you want to call it. And that's real, and I think it's persistent. So it actually pulls through into your day, especially when you actually try to recall the sensation of it. And that may be what your mother is picking up on. Either that or I'm talking like a goddamn hippie. So either way. Neil Duja says, I don't think I'll ever use drugs. I'll get way too addicted to using them. I'm sticking to meditation. Dude, if you have meditation and it works, why fuck with drugs? You don't need it. Drugs, I think, are really a way for people to understand why meditation is important. If you already understand that, then don't fuck around with drugs. Just say, no, okay, because drugs are bad, okay? I did a lot of meditating in boot camp before rifle training, Erica Black. That's interesting. And actually, like sharpshooters and stuff get into and snipers can get into a flow state, a meditative state that, so what Locke Kelly teaches really is this idea, and Sam Harris's app now includes some meditations by Locke Kelly, although I don't think they're as good as this audiobooks you can get from him. He talks about the way he discovered this even was he would get into flow states when playing hockey or basketball, and he would try to recreate them. And this idea of flow, this effortless, the mind shuts off and you're just that can be obtained at any time. through this practice. It's really quite interesting. So you're living your life in a kind of a flow state. It's really great. Man, it's getting a little chilly in the shade here. I'm gonna go into the sun. Hang on. I'm like a blister in this. All right, let's see what we got. Guy that comments, does being in a good state of mind help avoid bad trips with psychedelics? Okay, this is a very good question. All right. So the term set and setting when it comes to psychedelics, it also comes to meditation. It also comes to anything you do in your life. These terms are extremely important. And what this means is, okay, since you're dealing with the mind, intention matters. The inputs to the mind matter. What set refers to is mindset. So what intention are you setting when you're using a psychedelic or when you're meditating? What are you going into it hoping to get? If your mindset is, I'm gonna party, bro, and I'm gonna hallucinate, or your mindset is fearful, or your mindset is, disturbed and stressed and you're trying to use the drug to get undisturbed and unstressed, those are dangerous mindsets, because what happens is these drugs open you into this route of deep introspection. And if your mindset going in, if your trajectory when you launch on this mission is not right, you're going to go to a very dark place, potentially a scary place, the definition of a bad trip. As Sam Harris describes it, like the lowest reaches of hell you can obtain on psychedelics, as well as the highest echelons of bliss. So mindset, the set part of set and setting matters. The second part is the setting. So the setting is, where are you doing this? If you're in a shitty place with shitty people, your chances of getting paranoid, unhappy, etc., and I've had this happen in college, are 90%. It's just going to be terrible. If you're in a setting where you're with a guide or somebody who's there to take care of you, who's not using the drug, or you're in nature with somebody to help you, vastly different experience. So mindset and your physical setting absolutely matter. And that's why I think the 60s were such a disaster for psychedelics, because people were encouraged by Timothy Leary to go out and just drop acid anywhere. It's a terrible idea. These are powerful, powerful medicines. They're not something you dick around with, And I wish I knew that when I was young, because my set and setting and my intent using them when I was young was not, it was slightly recreational, and to the extent that I just wanted to have these like fun experiences. And the truth is that those agents are much more than that. That's why I think in middle age, I'm more inclined to want to retry that. I haven't yet, but I'm more inclined to want to retry that, because now I have a little more wisdom as to what the purpose is, what my set and setting will be when I do that, and what I'm trying to get out of it. Me and Mary Jane do not get along, Pam McFarlane. I end up throwing up, definitely not for me. I couldn't even imagine doing shrooms or anything like that. So marijuana, I know many people who have very bad reactions to cannabis, nausea, vomiting, etc., who have found psilocybin, mushrooms, etc., to be it's so different. It's not even in the same spectrum. I make the analogy that if using a psychedelic like LSD or psilocybin is kind of like having your mind awakened, like you feel this opening and this clarity and this truth about the universe that feels so real. Marijuana is like being hit on the head with a set of bricks and just having your mind go boing and have everything kind of just tweak. So everything's tweaked in a way that I find either sometimes it's pleasant, sometimes it's unpleasant, but it's not veridical, it's not true, it's not any insight into the nature of your mind or any, it's purely either covering up anxiety or creating anxiety or creating the feeling of something tasting better or sounding better, but it's not. And the sort of insights you get on weed are not real. they're just like, bro. They really are like the caricature of, of insight. Now, I think a lot of people can become creative with cannabis. For example, musicians. So they find a pocket, because music is very much enhanced for many people by cannabis. So anyways, there's that. What are your thoughts on ketamine used for treatment-resistant depression, Dario? So I think it's very promising, but the question is, are the effects as long-lasting as we would like? Now, ketamine's one thing. I actually think more promising are guided psychedelic trips with a guide. I think they're studying that quite a bit, and I think those are going to be, because they get at root cause. What's going on in your mind that is triggering this rumination, this living in regret and worrying about the future, this self-talk that is the heart of depression. And the psychedelics can be almost like a defibrillator for the mind. Just reset. And with the right guide and the right set and setting, it can set you on a trajectory that can have long-lasting benefits. And there's data that seems to start to support this. So maybe ketamine's in that spectrum. I've never tried ketamine, so full disclosure, I don't know, again, what the experience is like for people who have depression. I know a lot of people who struggle with dependency, recreational ketamine. So that's problematic, because I don't see that with psilocybin, LSD. Those are drugs where you do them once and you go, okay, that was cool, but I'm not doing that tomorrow, because it's just an intense ride, right? Can anyone use psychedelics on their own to cure their depression? Anil Shrestha. This is a great question. I feel the responsible answer to that is no. I think you need a guide. I think you need to do it quite thoughtfully and carefully, and even with clinical supervision, I think. All right? And I'm saying this because I want to encourage this. I want to encourage acceptance of these as medications. I don't want people going out and trying to self-treat, because there's plenty of drugs people try to use to self-treat, including alcohol, and that doesn't go well. Then you think about things like ayahuasca and these kind of ceremonies. That's something that I do want to try, because I have, from people I know that are very smart, very successful, who have done these ceremonies with ayahuasca, which contains active ingredients DMT, which is one of the most powerful psychedelics. They come away different people for the better. And I want to try that, and I want to report back to you guys. But who knows if it's going to happen. Let's see. So Melissa Big Mac, there are many different types of cannabis. I got sick off it twice, and it's possibly a different strain, or maybe I had too much. So Melissa, definitely the experience that I have with people who have that problem is sometimes it is like an indica versus sativa, THC heavy versus CBD heavy strains. It's very complex. The other thing is, if you mix it with alcohol, a lot of people do have this experience of getting very sick. I have a friend who, he's fine with just the weed or just the alcohol, but if he mixes them, he's vomiting. So it really depends. Let's see. Oh, sorry, Ayahuasca, Caitlin Bossert. It's AYUSCA, something like that. It's a Peruvian, it's a practice done in Peru. It's like a mix of plant-derived DMT, active ingredient stuff, and they have these shamans in Peru that do it, but now they have ceremonies here in the US as well. You can Google it. People like Tim Ferriss, others, prominent people have talked about this. Many celebrities have actually done it and have said it was, and the reason I point out celebrities is that it'll be people you know have done this ritual and have said that it's the most important thing they've done in their lives. So you have to think about that. I have a friend who's incredibly successful, physician, investor, business person, and makes the ceremony a kind of an annual ritual, and says it's just so crucial to understanding what he's here to do and the nature of his relationships and who he is and his relationship to everything. So that, right? Let's take a look here. That's how you spell it, Modern Archive. Thank you. Thank you. Lane T, what are you talking about? Are you talking about ketamine? Fill us in. Ketamine seems to be very successful, says Josette. The people I know using ketamine infusions express as success on the level of ECT, electroconvulsive therapy. Yeah. So again, it tells you, because ketamine is a dissociative hallucinogen, that there's something here, right? I believe everyone should try LSD once in a good environment. Never settles. Okay. Shh, I agree with you. The only problem is if you have a tendency to mental illness, schizophrenia, severe bipolar, family history of that, I think best avoid it, because it is a kind of induced, sometimes you get this disorganized thought and it can lead to trouble, but so can high dose cannabis. Increasingly they're determining this. It will, associations, all right? So let's be honest, we don't know what's causing what. Like, are people with a tendency to schizophrenia smoking a lot of weed, high potency, high THC weed, or is the high THC weed unmasking a tendency to schizophrenia? But other than that, every single person who works in healthcare should have done a high dose psychedelic at some point. That's what I think. Because the sense that you get having done it, the minute you have your first trip, you realize intuitively that something is, there's an aspect of the mind, of reality, of consciousness that has been revealed that you couldn't imagine now not knowing. And you couldn't imagine yourself not having had this experience. It's that powerful. And when you think about other humans that you'll be taking care of, having this bit of experience, this bit of insight, I think is so, it definitely helped me a lot. So again, I'm projecting my own experience, but that's what I think. So, and it's my opinion. I'm not gonna like write a prescription for LSD for people, but I'm just saying. Let's see. Good, says Eunice Tart. I like the name Eunice Tart. It's very tart. Let's scroll back here. Pretty sure, let's see. All the strychnine stuff, it is a myth, I think. The purge makes DMT harder to use than shrooms, twisted ISBE. Right, so you end up getting very nauseous. So people don't really enjoy it. It's not an enjoyable. In fact, my friends who've done this come back and say it really was an ordeal. It's like a kind of an ordeal, physically and mentally. But it's remarkably safe. But it is an ordeal. So it's not something that you get addicted to, right? In fact, it's the opposite. It kind of reminds you that addiction is stupid. If you're addicted to something, what's happening is you are stuck in your small, grasping mind. And using these medications actually opens your mind to the idea that none of that matters. Why am I doing this? Why am I smoking? Why am I drinking? This is, that's petty shit. It's not what I am. So it's interesting. The age for tobacco should be 100. Kitchen crew. It's damaging not only to those who choose to use it, but also to others. I couldn't agree more, kitchen crew. And this is from someone who dabbled in tobacco in medical school, because I like the social aspect of it and the intellectual stimulation of it, and rapidly quit because I was like, this is gross. And also I would look at pathology lungs filled with black soot and be like, next. Let's see, Twisted IS says, then it's hard to eat 10 grams of dried shrooms too, but at least you don't purge. Yeah, that's true. Well, Sam Harris recently talked about his experience with 5 grams of mushrooms. He hadn't done psychedelics since he was, in his 20s, and he's probably 50 something now. And he described this trip on 5 grams of mushrooms, blindfolded, Terrence McKenna style. And his description is absolutely fucking riveting if you haven't heard it. Listen to it at the end of his interview with Roland Griffith, who's the current kind of world champion psychedelic researcher at Johns Hopkins, pharmacologist, PhD guy, kind of the luminary in the space. And after that interview, he talks about his psychedelic trip. And it makes you, first of all, terrified of this journey that he's been on, and second of all, want to do it right away. Like, I was like, yeah, sign me up. If you have it here, I will do it right now. It's really remarkable, you guys. And he's a smart guy. LOL, I thought they'd be Portobello's, guy that comments. Not the same. Close, but not quite. 5 grams is a heroic dose. That's right, Mr. Vacuum Brain Bimbo. That's exactly right. It's called heroic dose mushrooms. Speaking of heroic dose mushrooms, all right, let me show you guys this. I forgot. Check it out. Check out my backyard here. So we don't have a lawn anymore. It's pretty much just moss when it rains. And look what's growing. I mean, Paul Stamets would be so proud, right? Look at these fungi. So you've got just the most psychedelic looking patch of mushrooms. Look at this, just growing straight out of this moss right here. And look at this one. So you've got these ones here, which are just creepy looking and awesome. But then check this one out. What the health is this? Jeez. That is just pure fungus, man. If you guys haven't heard Paul Stamets, the sort of world mushroom expert on Joe Rogan's show, you should definitely check it out. So he talks about how he thinks these mycelial networks, so that these fungi are all connected through mycelium that are basically 1 cell thick underground, and that they're communicating in this coordinated way. I mean, he's high as fuck all the time, but still, look over here. I'm trying not to step on them because, you know, apparently, according to Paul Stamets, they're sentient. Look at this shit. Isn't that crazy? Oh, there's another beautiful one over here. Hold on. I'm going to get out of my Wi-Fi range if I'm not careful. Hold on. Look at that one. Kind of dope, huh? That's right, Fern Dog, largest organism in the world. That's right, is a mushroom colony. Sentient mushrooms, never settles. That's what we got. Look at this. Look at this, all this moss growing over here. And then pan up slowly and dramatically. More mushrooms. Look at that. Look at all these shrooms in my backyard. I don't know what these are. I'm definitely not going to eat them. Oh, here's a better angle on these. Look at this. Pretty cool, huh? Really gorgeous mushrooms, actually. And then you have this weird fungus that's all gross looking. You see it in the ground there? Ooh. Okay, check this out, though. So you come off the mushrooms and you just go shazam. Boom. Big ass view. I love this backyard, you guys. All right, gotta go. Ashley Stewart says, I'll watch the rest later on replay. Awesome. Do you have a pet cow? I need one, Fern Dog. What do you think of the reported benefit of non-toxic fungi? We're looking into growing them to dry, Kitchen Crew. I don't know much about it. Paul Stamets knows much more. I've watched all of Stamets' vids, Twisted ISBE. Of course you have, Twisted IS. You are in immortal spirit. Stamets is amazing, actually. The big one looked like a soaked leaf. I guess it looks like a mushroom in person. It does, actually, Jade. I'm sorry it doesn't come through on the image. But it is a big old gooey fungus. I just started mushrooms going for lion's mane, for neurorehabilitation post-stroke, Pyramid 7. So definitely listen to Stamets on that because he talks about lion's mane quite a bit along with Rogan. The photographer in me makes me want to take pictures of those, right, Erica? I actually might. I might put them in the comments at some point. Oh, you can't do that on YouTube. Yeah, Paul would love these. Twisted. Paul Stamets, damn right, Fern Dog. Don't eat them, Melissa Big Mac. I'm not a dummy. Twisted IS says 5 grams wasn't enough for me. Damn, homie. In high school, you were the man, homie. What the fuck happened to you? That's crazy. You are experienced in psychedelics. All right. I think we did a thing here today, friends. I hope you enjoyed this conversation as much as I did. I learned a lot from you guys. Let me know, YouTube, if you guys want to subscribe, turn that little bell on because then you get notifications. You guys are already here, so you probably already do that. But make sure to get notifications. Spread the word about what we're doing. If you want to support the show, do it through YouTube. There's different tiers, right? If you do the Wakanda for Life tier, which is like expensive at $49, we have a few people doing that. just email me, zdogmd@gmail.com, and I will make you a personalized video. Just tell me what you want, who you want me to shout out and whatever, because it's fun for me and you support the show. At the lower levels, you just get to be part of this awesome tribe. You get early releases, exclusive stuff, all that other jazz. All right. I think, oh, wait. Hold on. Someone's asking me something here that I kind of, modern archive, to identify, can we see how the gills are attached to the stems and how the stems look as they arise from the soil? You can also make spore prints because color helps ID on paper under a bowl overnight. Damn, modern archive, you are legit. I guess in the future I'll do that for you guys. Maybe I'll take some photos of them. But see, only Facebook will allow me to post photos. I guess I could post them in the community page on YouTube. Maybe I'll think about that. All right, you guys, have a great day. Enjoy wherever you're living. And try to be a little more aware of being aware. In fact, here's an exercise for the road that I learned from Rupert Spira, who is awesome. If you haven't checked out his videos on YouTube, he is a rationalist, non-dual, meditative guru man. And I love him. He's awesome. I've met him in person. I've heard him speak. I know people who know him. He's awesome. Rupert Spira, S-P-I-R-A. Okay, he says the simplest way to attain a meditative truth, enlightenment, whatever you want to call it, the simplest gateway to that, to who you actually are, not this little self and these thoughts and these emotions, pure open awareness. The simplest way to do that is to ask yourself the question, am I aware? Then the mind will start to think about that. Am I aware? And it will look. And in an instant, you walk through a doorway. Because to answer the question, am I aware? You actually have to focus on being aware, actually knowing, having an experience, being sentient. And in that moment, the mind shuts the fuck up. And time and space stop. And you're aware that you're aware, and then the mind comes back, reestablishes time and space, and says, yes, I am aware. And that process of self-inquiry is a gateway into understanding what and who you actually are, and then you can stabilize the experience of being just awareness. So that's your exercise. I hope you guys have a great weekend. I love you. Oh, look at that cute little dog. Oh, on the trail out there. And we out. Peace. Let me see how I stop this. There we go.